Hello my followers of the WorldSense project, it's me Paul and I am here today to present the results of the experiment number 2 phase 1 and to start the phase 2. Before I move on, please subscribe to this channel and click the bell to be notified about new experiments and its results. And also join the WorldSense Awakening group, and you can follow the WorldSense project page on Facebook. There is WorldSense 1 official website which is still under construction, and the links are in the description of this video. And now let's talk about the results of the experiment number 2 phase 1. In the beginning, I ask you to remember number 745, and the reason is following. So it's just number of members in the beginning of the experiment, and then I ask you to find just one person, not more not less, just one person, and make sure that he joins the group as well and finds another one person to join the group too. So now you might be interested how many people we were able to gain with this experiment and how big the butterflies effect was. So let's check it out directly. If we look to the group, there are currently 793 members. So this is the status at the end of the experiment, and it means that we were able to gain with this experiment 40 new members. And now I'd like to figure out how deeply we could go and how big influence I had with my posts. So let's see. At first we will look how this experiment worked. So it is me, and I influence you by the video and by the post. So not only one but some of you, but I don't know how many of you, and I'll try it to figure it out. And then I ask you to just find one person and join the group, and I ask you also that he finds one person. So it works like this: you find one person and the other, not all of them, find other one person, and some of them was the best one, so the line was very long. And there you see it's the linear growth here, and we don't know how many of you I influence, how deeply we could go. We only know the final amount, which is 48, and based on the 48 we can try now to figure out how deeply we could go and how many of you I influence. So for that I used the bell curve, which is representing the average mean, and you can imagine that like a hill from the sand, then in the middle there is the most of the sand, and on the sides there is a less of them. And it also represents that on the sides of you has a small impact, so you influence one or two people, but in the middle you were able to influence 4 more people, but we still don't know how many. So for that I used the tool, which is in fact the Galton board simulator, and that will show us the results. So let's start it. So I will restart it, and it works that the balls are falling down and are sorted into the different columns, because from each pin it can go to the left or to the right, and this experiment can be done also physically. And we will throw down only 48 balls. So I stopped it right here, and we can see how this will be distributed. So based on that result, it says that I was able to influence like C8, 9 people of you, and best of you were able to influence 10 people, and some of you just 2 or 6 or just only 1. So that's the result. We can repeat it again, and to also throw down again the 48 members, which is the result we have. And we can see again how this works. The result will be a little bit different, but we still gain the bell curve. That means that in the middle will be mostly the maximum, and then it will be less. So I stopped it not directly, so we have just 52, but you can see that the worst of you just hit two members, and the best one 10 or 12, and as I see, I was able to influence 9 people. So I think in average I influenced between 8 to 10 people, and the maximum could have reached until 12 people. So I think you find it as me interesting, and that you are curious to play other experiment phase 2. So now it's time to start the experiment phase 2. So we have here the experiment phase 2. So the phase 1 was just finished. Now we have the phase 2. We know the initial conditions, and the rules will be very similar but a little bit different. The phase 1 was with the linear growth, and now it will be with the exponential growth, and the rules are following. So here it's me, and I am asking you via video or post to find, I will influence not only one, but I am asking you to find 2 people and make sure they will join the World Sense Awakening group. So it will look like this. So again, I am asking you to find 2 people that they will join the group too. But furthermore, I'm asking you that they will find also 2 people to join the group. So this will look like this, and you see that the screen is filled quicker than the previous screen in the phase 1, and the growth is exponential. And then he will ask also other 2 people to join the group, so that will grow like that. Not all of them will be able to find 2 person, sometimes just 1, and somewhere the branch will die, so it will not grow. So that's one of these scenarios we can get, and I am very curious how many people will be able to gain with this experiment, and how big our butterflies effect will be. And I hope you are curious too, and if not, then I don't know what will make you curious more. So please find 2 person and ask them to join the group, and ask them to find other 2 people to join the group. For that specific action, I will make very short video just with the instructions, and will share it in the group and on my profile. So now the experiment number 2, phase 2, is officially launched, and enjoy it and start it, and try to make as big effect as possible. And then we will meet again when the experiment is finished. If you are new here, there is still open the experiment number 1, which I thought it will be closed, but there are still people adding their input. And this experiment number 1 is about to think about the Earth and write down 2 numbers in a range from 1 to 100, and you can do it directly here. If we go to the World Sense Awakening group, then we can see the announcement, and here is the post where you can write down 2 numbers, and I put them into my database. Also, when you go to my profile, here is the same post where you can write down these 2 numbers. And until now we got really interesting output and scenario and picture. So until now 99 people joined the experiment, and here is the result. So you see that beautiful shape we form. It's like to look into the sky to see the stars, and if you shrink your eyes you see already some shape. Something is formed from this picture, and the picture is morphing during the time. So I just highlighted a few interesting curves, but you can do it by yourself when I share in the comment line the picture, so you can play with that and you can share it by yourself for others. So you see there are the lines, and I think it's amazing, and I'm still curious how this picture will end up as more and more people will put their numbers, so that picture will be more precise. So that's it. I am at the end of this video, and so the main thing is to start the experiment number 2, phase 2. So find 2 people to join the World Sense Awakening group. Make sure that you'll find the 2 people. If you are new here, you can join the experiment number 1. And that's it. All the links are in the description. In the meantime, you can watch these videos on my right, and we will meet again when the experiment number 2, phase 2 is finished. So have a great time and see you again when it's finished. Goodbye.